over to my brother from Jemez Pueblo, Mr. Mike Toya.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot, brother. I didn't know Paul Ortega as well as I should have. I went to school at St. Catherine's in Santa Fe, and we had tribes from all over the country. We had Mescalero. We had mostly here in the greater New Mexico area, mostly pueblos. But you could hear the songs through the school, we had what we call charges, and charges is where you go and you are assigned a duty in the morning or at the end of the day. And a lot of the students had the Paul Ortega albums, and during their charge, doing their little work, especially Fridays, they had to scrub the schools and the grounds. And a lot of these students would play the Paul Ortega album, super high volume, and everybody, would do, swing and whatever the song would make you gesture. And then that was my earliest exposure. Then I worked here in Albuquerque. I started driving city buses at age 22. And when you start at that early age, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. So I really didn't get into my culture as strongly and as hard as I could, because I knew it would take me I'd have to have a super devotion for my job to make it work. Because I learned that at St. Catherine's, the discipline, and also I went to New Mexico Military Institute after St. Catherine's, and there it's like going to West Point almost, because we had students there that were actually honing themselves for West Point and all the other service academies, because they quite didn't cut the mustard for the major academies. So they would use New Mexico Military Institute, VMI, and other schools around the nation to hone themselves so they could go right into the service academies. So that's where I learned a lot of my discipline. And I noticed we only had maybe a handful of Native students at New Mexico Military Institute. But like Paul Ortega's song says, when you apply yourself in any discipline, you just exceed, you excel. I don't know what it is. It's something in you that he brings out, and he also is a medicine man. And that struck a chord with me, because my grandfather at Acoma is the head medicine man of a medicine society, and also in Jemez, my grandfather on my father's side was the head of an eco society, which originated in Pecos Pueblo, because I'm a Toya, and that's where the Toya name came from, was Pecos Pueblo. We merged with people in Jemez because we spoke the same language, so we have the Pecos and the Jemez blood all intertwined. But that's where my discipline came out. That's where I learned the discipline. And looking at these photos, it brings a lot of memories, and it also brings to mind the relocation era. The relocation era where our parents were relocated in different parts of the country, big cities, and there was a lot of different reasons to do that. And at the same time, Paul Ortega understood this, and he sang about it, and he made us understand why this had to happen, or why the government made it happen. But he intertwined all these concepts, all these emotions, all these feelings in us. And it seems like certain events like this will kind of bring you back to that, and it'll make you understand why different things happen, and why the spirituality runs all indigenous peoples around the world. So share this spirituality, and Paul Ortega, in his own words, said he brings that spirituality to fruition. Then we grab hold of it, and we understand who we are, where we are, and what we're supposed to do in life. Just like my brother, Boy Lad, he's an inspiration to me, because he served in Vietnam, and but he doesn't exploit that. He's humble and he's spiritual, and that's the type of men that we all, and women that we all respect, and it brings up the best of us, brings up our strengths, our endurances, our ambitions, and we try to pass it on by who we are. Just like Tara Gatewood, I respect her 100%, because she, in her show, shows America and through the internet, the world, what we all are about and what our struggles are, and also and it brings out our strengths again and our weaknesses, and it makes us strong. And Paul Ortega, I honor him 100%. He will be missed, but we have generations of men like this still come, and all of you here are testament to that, and all of you, I respect all of you as my brothers and sisters. Thank you.
Another one of my war brothers from Vietnam here, I asked him to kind of express himself on behalf of a lot of the veterans. A lot of the veterans, I believe people do not realize the responsibility, the spirit of what they bring back to our people. I've said many times at a lot of the gatherings, a lot of our conferences, that it's not necessarily that we believe in the war, as it is a time to earn our rights, our colors, our spirit, in everything that we do. When you look at the world of traditional song and dance, it is always in honor of our warriors, our veterans. So at this time, I kind of asked Mr. Really Tapto to come up and express himself.
Yeah, my name is Woody Tapto. I'm a full-blood Kiowa Indian from Oklahoma. I'm married into the Mescalero tribe. My wife is Linda Washington. She's passed on now about a year. But I keep in touch with her people. We've always said between each other, your people are my people are your people. And I learned to love and respect the Mescalero people, just as she learned to love and respect the Kiowa people. I've known Paul Ortega for many years. When I first went to Mescalero, he's a brother Marine, and it was always a joy to see him, talk with him, especially in the later years. You get up in age and you see guys, your peers, and that God has been good to you. We're still here. We can still do things. And Boy asked me to say something like, on behalf of the veterans. And, I always wear my Marine hat or a t-shirt or something. And people are always shaking hands with me and telling me, thank you for your service, thank you for your service. And I always tell them I'm proud to serve, proud to have served. And there's many of our people, of our guys, sitting at the table here with two Marines here. And when you're called upon to serve, well, in my case, I volunteered, as well as most of the Marines have volunteered to serve our country. And whatever we're called upon to do, that's our job. And we carried out the best of our ability. Because there's a lot riding on our shoulders, representing our people wherever we go throughout the world. When I was in the Marine Corps, they didn't call me by my name. They just called me Indian. Call up the Indian. Whether it's point man or fire team leader, call it the Indian. And every time I go down to Mescalero, Paul would be at the at the inn at the casino. And he's about the first one I'd always see when I got there. When I got there, I'd say, I wonder who I'm going to see first. And there's Paul. He'd shake my hand and hug me and ask me how I was doing and everything. And he's been blessed with the talents that God's given him. His music, serving people, and as a medicine man. And I've learned to respect him right off when we talk. First got acquainted, we start talking. And and I appreciate his music. I've got most of his music, I guess, and listen to it all the time. And I'm not just blessed to call him a friend. And just pray God's blessing on the family, and just comfort them and strengthen them. And, I hope. Semper Fi, Paul.